Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to another Paragon video. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 3 picks for Rangers in Paragon in Monolith. Now, why isn't it 4? Because there's currently 4 Rangers, and that's because I don't see Sparrow being as useful as the other 3 to the point where I honestly just really wouldn't put her on the list, because right now, the whole meta, Monolith, it's all built on damage and mobility, and while she has that damage aspect, she doesn't have anything in terms of crowd control, and she doesn't have anything in terms of mobility and escape, which really sets her back compared to the other 3. Now, I'm not saying she's useless or anything, I just wanted to make a point that some things need to change about her so that she can more easily conform to this new meta and map. Now, before I continue, please do me the favor of hitting that like button right now. And that's it. I'm not going to ask you to do anything else. Just hit the like button. Just slap it for me. Thank you. Alright, moving on. Top 3 picks. Who is the 3rd highest pick for Ranger, in my opinion? That would be Grim. Hey, don't look at me. I wanted to put him in, like, the first spot because he's my highest played hero. Like, I have him, like, 8.5, almost mastered. I love Grim. I used to love him all the time on Legacy, but now he's just kind of redundant. I feel there are other heroes of the Ranger variety that do his job better, and it's really hard to place him over somebody like Murdoch or Twin Blast, in my opinion. Even with his ultimate getting buffed in a couple of ways, I still find it lacking in terms of Murdoch's. Murdoch's is faster, does more damage, pierces all armor, has infinite range, can hit multiple people, can't be blocked. And then when we're talking about Grim's escape mechanisms, his displacement blast is just a little bit too random. It's, in my opinion, like the accuracy that you need to push somebody where you want them to be pushed is just really too picky, you know? That said, there is a couple things that I do like about Grim, and that's why he's not at 4th place right now, in that he has a built-in slow on his basic attacks, which is huge on Monolith because it's all about that crowd control, and he has the ability to cancel, you know, any one piece of crowd control or ability against him, and that is also really useful for keeping yourself alive, or at least dodging those really big, you know, like Steel Ultimate, Rampage Rock Throw, Murdoch Ultimate, you name it. The only thing wrong with those 2 abilities, however, is their mana consumption. They cost quite a lot, especially his built-in slow. I think that maybe needs to be toned down just a little bit to make it a lot more cost-effective. And then I could easily see him in 2nd place. Sorry, Grim. Maybe let Epic buff you a little bit. But speaking of 2nd place, my 2nd place pick for Rangers in Monolith is actually Twin Blast. Now, that may come as a surprise to you guys, but let me try to explain myself a little here. Twin Blast surely did get a buff. A lot of his stuff was changed. I love his abilities. They're very damage-oriented, and he even has a built-in escape. His ultimate completely reworked and has massive range to it, so it can be useful in a lot of situations. But I still find that overall, Twin Blast doesn't have everything that he needs to have for that number 1 spot. And I'm mainly talking about his ultimate here. I love Twin Blast's abilities, his R1 ability, the pow, that's great. I love his mines now that you can shoot 3 of them. They're great for farming. That's all really good. And his escape ability is top notch. I love using it, and it works really well to dodge things quickly. But his ultimate is where it gets me a little bit. Now, it is most certainly useful. The problem is that you need to hit all of those bullets in order for all that damage to hit right. And that's over 3 seconds. You yourself are moving more slowly, and controlling your ultimate, which is this never-ending stream of projectiles, is a little harder than it actually sounds because everybody else is moving at such a higher speed, and you have to make sure all of your bullets hit if you want to do any sort of damage. And then, of course, they're not piercing damage or anything, so there's really nothing special about that. They also have no AoE properties to them whatsoever. It's mainly just single target damage, and if somebody's moving around or strafing left to right, you're going to be hard pressed to hit even half of them. So I find that his ultimate is most useful against people who are crowd controlled to death and perma-stunned or are running away in a straight line as fast as possible, because then you can kind of just trail your projectiles ahead of where they're moving, and it seems to line up for the most part. And if you do hit every single projectile, you're going to do over twice as much damage as Murdoch's ultimate. But like I said, it's over that longer time period, you're slower moving during that time, and you're more vulnerable. Everything else about him I like for the most part. I like how he can crit, I like his base attack speed, he hits still really hard, His triple shot's really great farming ability and all that, like I said previous. But when compared to the #1 spot on my list, which Murdoch holds, Twin Blast's ultimate just doesn't hold a candle to it. I mean, with Murdoch, all it takes is 1 second. You know, he crouches down, aims, fires, the thing blasts off in less than a second, and you're golden. Like, it does all that damage up front, pierces all of the armor. It's perfect for finishing people off. Or say you have an entire enemy team locked down with some crowd control, bam. It just takes 1 second to blow them all away. Instant 400 or 500 damage, just done. And that's not something you can reliably do with Twin Blasts. Like, at best, in a teamfight situation, his ultimate can hit 1 person. But honestly, if that's the case, if you're only hitting 1 person with Twin Blast's ultimate and it takes 3 seconds to do 1,000 damage, in my opinion, you're better off just using your basic attack and doing a bunch of crits for roughly that same amount of damage, if not more, over that time period. Plus, you're a lot more mobile, plus you're probably getting lifesteal out of it. I personally use both Murdoch's ultimate and Twin Blast's ultimate to finish off people who are trying to escape, but Murdoch's is just so much more effective. All you have to do is just hit them once, 1 time. Aim a little bit ahead of them, or if they're going in a straight line, just... It's not hard. It's much easier to use, and all it takes is just that 1 hit, and then it's good, you're golden. Where Twin Blast, though, it doesn't have that infinite range. It can be blocked, and it's harder to track. Now, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. We're going to move on to the other aspects here. Murdoch's basic attack is a bit slower, however, it does a lot more damage per shot, and he's the kind of hero that you're going to want to play if you want to get those crits up to about 1,000 damage. Twin Blast, probably not going to get that high, as it's more of a attack speed over damage kind of setup for his basic attack. But that said, with Murdoch's crits, you do not want to underestimate him. Like, give him 100% crit and he will just tear through everything, especially if he has lifesteal. And then I find the rest of Murdoch's kit to be this perfectly well-rounded package. You have that disengage, you have the escape, you can lay down your mines to create this zone of protection, or even use them aggressively in some scenarios, like teamfight scenarios, just kind of lay them out in the battlefield ahead of you, where you know there's going to be a lot of fighting, and somebody will get caught and rooted for 3 seconds. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. I find with all of his abilities combined, I can escape and I can live longer than I can really as any other ranger at the moment. And then we come to the skins. I think we can all agree that right now, Murdoch has the best skins. I mean, he's got the tier 2 skins, he's got the freaking... Oh, he's just got more skins than everybody else. I mean, sure, Twin Blast just got his first tier 2, and it's pretty cool looking, don't get me wrong. But the rest of his skins are just a bunch of tier 1s. And then Sparrow has also a bunch of tier 1s. I don't think she even has a tier 2. And Grim has just 1 tier 1 skin, which is just... It's honestly criminal, honestly. But in all seriousness, back to Murdoch's kit, his ability to disengage, to push people off of him, I find is a lot more situationally useful than compared to Twin Blast's escape. Not only can you escape using Murdoch's shield ability by pushing them off of you, but you can also use it offensively by pushing people into a tower, by pushing people off of a ledge, or pushing them into a position where they are caught out and can be placed into crowd control. I mean, hell, you can put down your mine and then let it get up and then bait somebody into attacking you and then push them into the mine and then just go to town on them. And that's just awesome. You have complete control of the battlefield with a kit like Murdoch's, and that's not something that I find on any other ranger right now. That's probably why they're making so many goddamn skins for him, because Epic knows this. Epic knows that he's the best. He's in the #1 spot for a reason. He makes them the most money in terms of skins. He gets the most play time out of all the rangers, and that's at least my theory. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think that Sparrow should have been on the list? Do you think I should have just made the list top 4 rangers and had them all on there from worst to best? I mean, I can understand that, but I felt for some reason top 3, I suppose, was more appropriate. Not like I would make a top 15 fighters or top 10 casters or anything like that, because that would just take too long. Those would be top 5s. But let me know what you thought of this list. Do you agree with the placement? Do you agree that Twin Blast is 2nd, or maybe he should be 3rd, or maybe he should be 1st? Let me know in the comments. We'll have a cool discussion about it. Again, if you enjoyed the video, then please slap that like button. If you haven't already, I really hope you did earlier, because it would mean a lot to me. If you enjoy content like this and would like to see more lists of top 5 heroes, tanks, casters, whatever, then hit that subscribe button for more videos. Every 2 days, sometimes every day, depending on if I'm not working or how lazy I'm feeling. But yeah, that's the idea. Here's to probably 100 Paragon videos made, and to another 100 Paragon videos to make. And I hope you're there for each and every one. Thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate your continued support and viewership, and I will catch you next time.